Beneath the silver moon's embrace, a secret dance in twilight's grace. Whispers carried on the breeze, between the leaves of ancient trees. Oh moonlight, weave your magic spell, illuminate the night so well. Guide our hearts through shadows deep, where dreams and secrets softly keep.
Hey everybody, Adrian here with Nerd at Heart, and we're back again with John. Hey John, how's it going?
Hey guys, it's going good. Look, oh, heart for everybody
There you
out there.
Yeah, I'm hiding my. I have the SCARAB logo behind us. Unfortunately, to try to make us more visible, you can't see it very well, but I'll pop it up there at some point so that everybody can see it. I see.
It's
It's
on
really
my
nice.
hat.
I'm gonna have to get me one of those hats. Are you guys gonna be selling that?
A little kind of inside baseball
okay.
sort of stuff about conventions for all you fine folks out there.
Yeah.
A lot of times, depending on the size of your convention, you kind of have to ask yourself, well, are we in the t-shirt business or are we in the convention business?
Yeah.
So that being said, all of our merchandise, including hats, just like this one, which says SCARAB. It says SCARAB the hat. We took a little cue from Spaceballs. We have SCARAB the hat and we have SCARAB the shirts.
Is there any SCARAB the flamethrowers?
Not yet. We're working on that. We're working on that because kids love that one. But we have a TeePublic site that you can go to get those. Which I can give Adrian. I can give you the links and stuff like that. But
I'll even put it up on the screen just in case.
But yeah. So all of our merch is on TeePublic. That way it's print on demand. So it may take you a little bit of time to get it, but you'll get it. So you can't actually buy it at the con. And by going through TeePublic, you can choose different colors for the shirts and for the hats. I say the shirts. This isn't the shirt for SCARAB.
Yeah, well, I noticed that the shirt also has a different logo on it. So Swarmcast, yeah.
Swarmcast is, I laugh because it's a long historied kind of thing. Swarmcast is a podcast that I came up with back when I first became a member of SCARAB during year 2 of SCARAB. And I was like, cool, I'm part of this group. What should I do? You know, everybody kind of has their role, you know, well, this person's in charge of RPGs, this person's in charge of board games. And I'm like, I could make a podcast. Those are a thing, right? And so I made originally it was the SCARAB Swarmcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you go out there and listen to season 1, which includes and it was all audio only for up until the most recent season that came out this year, which I'll talk about in just a bit. So if you go out there and listen to like the first couple seasons of it, where I'm still trying to figure out how to do this whole podcast thing, it's incredibly horrible, terrible audio, but you get to learn a lot about the staff members of SCARAB. So there's that. You know. And we got some board game reviews and stuff like that. But for the most part, the Swarmcast podcast was basically me reviewing RPGs, board games, talking about different gaming themes and stuff. It was very gaming centric.
Yeah.
And then it got to the point where most of the episodes were me just interviewing people. And then occasionally you'll get one of the episodes where clearly John didn't have a guest lined up. So John just sat around making a lot of funny voices and stuff and putting weird skits together. And those are still fun, but those are later
content.
Those are later, right? Those are later season things. And there's a lot better production value in it. But with this last season, which was 2020's 2021, it kind of petered off because I don't know if you guys remember that time period, but a lot of stuff kind of petered off around the 2020s and 2021.
Yeah, things became a little awkward.
Yeah, look, shameless plug for Circle.
Whoa, he's in the pocket. He's a shill.
Where did you get that circle? Okay, anyway. Recently, and by that I mean end of 2024 up until just recently, I was thinking about like, well, how do I kind of, miss the Swarmcast. I miss the podcast itself. How do I bring that back? And all the kids are making videos these days, as you know, right? Nobody listens to stuff anymore. If there's no visual element to it, they don't give up two flying figs about it.
Yeah, that I think that's kind of true in a way.
And plus, I'd had people at conventions go, ask me like, "Oh, is your podcast on YouTube?" Because this is what someone told me. Because I'm only allowed to watch things that are on YouTube. So if you find our YouTube channel, which by itself is an experience trying to find the Swarmcast. We've been around since 2011 or 2012, somewhere around that period. So we've been around for a while. Okay. Over a decade of the Swarmcast podcast, which sounds so weird to me to say that because it doesn't seem like it. So if you go out there and search for our YouTube channel, you're going to find where we put out a couple of our audio ones with like static images. Those are okay. Those are okay. They're okay. Then somebody sent us a bunch of puzzles to review. And I said, sure, we'll review puzzles. I'm not sure how that's going to work in an audio only format, but we'll review puzzles.
Okay.
So we got videos out there where it's us reviewing the puzzles and different still shots of the puzzles being, as they're being made. So you'll find that out there. And then you'll find probably the one I'm the most proud of is one Christmas we live streamed a big thing of mashed potatoes with a Christmas tree shaped thing of butter on it.
All right. Yeah, so I know what you're talking about. One of those molds, right?
Right. So you got to hear Christmas music and you got to see a Christmas tree butter thing slowly melt into some mashed potatoes. And they were good mashed potatoes. I made them. They were homemade mashed potatoes.
Oh, nice.
So go out there and check out the Swarmcast potato mas thing. It's still
for some reason I got this idea. You're talking about the puzzles, and I'm thinking about like ASMR, puzzle building.
Click,
I'm gonna click another piece.
Click. It's just a lot of people going, dang, that doesn't fit there.
Listen to this.
That doesn't fit there.
I'm shaking the box.
I got a corner piece. Yeah, right.
Sounded like a corner piece, didn't it?
So potato, but the potato video aside.
All right.
We did finally put out the
Did
way
you do
the
it with
Swarmcast.
Christmas music, by the way?
Oh yeah, there's Christmas music
so
in the background.
Instead of like a Yule log, you
can have on. It's lovely. It's got a Christmas tree with some twinkling lights on it.
Oh, nice.
And a little window. There's the mashed potatoes. I think we might have a couple sides in there too. Because
that would be barbaric,
right? I mean, we were
no sides.
Right. We were eating food too. We're not eating food on the video. You don't get to hear us eat. You don't get to see us eat, but you get to see the potatoes and some of the food.
Was it rough just letting the potatoes sit there and you had to eat other food?
Right. You'll see every now and then you'll see a spoon come in and pull out.
But don't mess with the tree.
No, it's got to melt down but aside from that, we did just put out our first actual video episode recently. Which on it, what I did was I interviewed a person that a long-standing guest on the Swarmcast podcast. So I'm interviewing him about his newest game that he's created, new RPG that he came up with. And then I took it as I prepared him for this. I was like, look, I'm going to re-edit the video. And I'm going to replace myself with a puppet. So if you got there and watch the video, it's basically, it's me as a puppet interviewing Ed Jowett from Shades of Vengeance Gaming. So he's looking all serious and he's going, yeah. And this puppet's going like, yeah, tell me about the rules and stuff. Wow. Yeah.
Well, did you? Oh man, okay. I'll have to check that out.
That's the full episodes. We put out a bunch of shorts as well
Yeah.
with our little kobold mascot Toast doing different things. There's a real avant-garde French ennui style video that we did, but but there's also like, I'm just going to take them to whatever conventions we go to and annoy the crud out of people with them, and that'll make for fun videos too, right?
Hey, it sounds pretty funny to me. I have to say I got quite a bit of chuckle when you did a little video right outside your old convention area, where you were supposed to.
Yes,
and I was like, I think Toast said it all when he went, "What the," kind of. Yeah, it gave me quite a chuckle. So so if you haven't seen it, it's on our Facebook page. I posted it. But yeah, that was pretty good. And I saw some of your other videos. So you recently, speaking of conventions, you actually just took Toast to one, didn't you?
See, that's what we call a segue.
That's right.
Sorry. Yeah. Oh boy, March is just crazy for us. And by us, I mean me and my wife Ruby and Toast, of course, because this first weekend in March, the one we just got through with, we were at Mythicon.
Yeah.
And Mythicon happens twice a year. Once around this time, once around in March, and once around in November. November's their big one in Charlotte. And the one in March is kind of their smaller one in Asheville, North Carolina.
Okay.
And it is a just purely a gaming convention. So it's a lot of role-playing games and some board games. I think at the bigger one in November, they may or may not have a LARP. I don't know.
Okay.
But I say bigger because it's going to be a lot more gaming of all the types.
Yeah, LARPs are quite interesting. Especially if you're on the outside looking in.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, we just got back from Mythicon. And then next weekend, or the weekend after Mythicon, we're going to in Polly's Island. We're going to be at ShushCon. It's called ShushCon because it's in a library.
Okay.
But it's not in a part of a library where we have to be quiet. So it's kind of, I mean, thematically,
like you shouldn't tell anybody about it. ShushCon.
It's a secret. ShushCon is really cool. It is for those of you who, if you really just want an excuse to go to Polly's Island, ShushCon is a free convention, role-playing games and board games. It is again another just pure gaming convention because it's run by Donald Dennis, who is the tech and teen librarian coordinator person, and so he runs their teen room, which has a lot of video games, and it has a huge maker space in it as well. So when you go to the convention, one part of it is the big room where all the gaming is, like role-playing game. You're going to hear people rolling dice and yelling at each other in a friend way. And then the room right across, or rather right attached to it, is a just rows and rows of different video game systems set up. So if you want to play a video game, you can do that. But if you want to do some arts and crafts, like paint something or put something together with some of the wood kits they got there, or if you want to get something 3D printed or etched out of wood, or even if you want something etched onto a glass, they've got that set up there for you too.
Okay.
So I like that because because of all that stuff. If I don't want a game, I could just do other stuff.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that anything like that existed, but I mean, I guess they've been kind of quiet about it.
Shush.
At Mythicon, what did you get to wind up playing, or did you run anything? What did you guys wind up doing?
So I was running the first thing I ran was Marvel United, which is a board game that I love. It's if you ever wanted to do a show just on me talking about that game, I could do it.
Okay.
There's a lot.
You're not a
going
Marvel
on.
fan or anything, are you? I mean, you know, I don't know who haphazardly mushed all of that stuff onto your wall. But the flip-flop.
Yeah, I don't wear flip-flops. So
Okay.
yeah, again, another interesting choice.
Well, I mean, you know, it fits the theme.
Yeah. So I ran Marvel United, which was fun. I got to try out a new parts of the game that I haven't gotten to try out before. And then I ran a lot of this game right here, Kobolds Ate My Baby.
Okay.
Which was a lot of fun. Everyone, you know, that had people jump in because they saw me running it prior to it and said, I need to get on that. And I was like, well, I'm running it again at these times. And yeah, so every game filled up. I think I had a little bit extra in one of the games.
All right.
So for a Sunday morning, so I ran one of them Sunday morning. And so for that game to fill up, that is impressive.
Yeah, anybody that's done cons, role-playing cons, things like that, typically Sundays tend to be a little bit lighter. You know,
right.
Your Saturdays are the busy ones.
Yeah, but especially Sunday morning.
Yeah. Gamers waking up for an early session.
Yeah. But as far as did I play anything, I got to kind of mess around with some friends of mine who are from who are with a company called Twice Alive Games that are they're based out of either the northern South Carolina region or lower North Carolina region, somewhere around there.
All right.
They show up to a lot of our regional conventions, usually on a Saturday, and I didn't know they were going to be there, but they were there and they were showing off a new game that they're getting ready to kickstart. So I got to hang out with them, which is always a treat, and play a few of their games. So I encourage everybody out there to go check out Twice Alive Games.
Okay.
They've got a lot of really neat, really fun games, and if you check them out on Facebook right now, their owner put together a really funny video for their game about art collecting but art collecting poorly.
Okay.
That's coming to Kickstarter soon. I gave them a plug. I'm not working for them. I don't know. I'm giving them
Hey,
I don't know them anything. No. I love those guys. They're really cool.
Well, you can vouch for the product and just go ahead and give it your vote of confidence. Right, Circle?
That's right. Let me take a delicious drink off of my Circle right here that has a.
I see it. Also has a little.
There's a Swimcast sticker on it.
It's been tagged. Speaking of conventions, broadcasting the Scarab is coming soon now. We're down to the last 2 weeks before Scarab, so that starts on the 14th to the 16th. So we're not too far off from that. You guys ready?
No, at this point, yeah, we're good. I mean, there's not much. There's sort of fine-tune tweaking here and there, but I mean, our schedule's up. Our schedule is up. It's pretty solid. Everything's up on our schedule. As far as I know, we know exactly where all of our stuff is going to be and in which rooms. So that's good. Anybody who's ever coordinated a convention before, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. If you know where your stuff's going to be, that's a huge deal. So, and unfortunately, because of all the issues we had with having to reschedule and stuff, we're really not going to have the amount of vendors and guests like that we would normally get, which is unfortunate. So it is going to be purely gaming, role-playing, board gaming. We got organized play. If you like LARPs, we don't have those yet, but we're working on that.
History is your LARP.
History.
Walk around.
We got the best LARP
history.
ever, which is to go to the museum. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but anybody who has a SCARAB badge will get to go to the museum for free.
There you go.
So, if you're like, well, I'm kind of bored right now, I'm going to go downstairs and look at that giant, whatever it is, the megalosaur or
Yeah, the megalodon. Yeah, right,
megalosaur.
right.
I'm
See
going to look
that
at a megalosaur, whatever that is.
I've got a funny video that's been posted on our thing. My daughter, saying megalodon multiple times.
Megalodon. A megalodon. Whoa, look at this. Megalodon. Megalodon. Yeah, hunt food.
You know
Yum,
what?
yum.
So if you haven't seen it, check it out. I may tag it in this video for a moment. Yeah, and I believe it has a name, Finn.
Brian Gambrell, who is our big head honcho at SCARAB, he calls it one thing.
Okay.
The guys at the museum call it something else.
All right.
I've heard other people call it something. I don't know. What? In fact, I challenge all the viewers of this Nerd at Heart to write in, to like and subscribe and share with other people what you think that Megalodon's name should be.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm really happy to hear it. So you said that there's some organized play, or this is just something I wanted to ask, because you said that there's like a track for if you're a younger gamer,
Yes. So we have a kids track.
Okay.
Which is pretty much anybody who's from 3 years old up to 12. It might, I think younger than 3 years is a little pushing it, but
nice.
but up to 12 years old, there's a track just for you guys, just for kids. And it is a lot of role-playing games that are geared towards the younger crowd, and some board games as well, geared towards the younger crowd. Yeah. So that's a lot of fun. And sometimes I don't think we're doing it this year because of scheduling. But usually we have some sort of LARP actually for kids each year. So, but unfortunately, I'm pretty certain we're not going to be able to have it this year because most of the folks who would help coordinate that and help run that had scheduling conflicts at this point. And I mean, I get it.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, things changed this year, but next year, you guys will be, you'll be set and ready to go.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And we might be able to do one that's museum themed, and
that would be really cool.
That'd be pretty cool, right?
Do like a night at the museum, something, or
right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, the shark's alive.
Oh no.
So actually, I should be there this weekend as well. And then actually, I'm going to bring my son. So I think I might put him on that kids track, because he's never really gotten to do anything like this. So this would be yeah. I mean, surprise, but we just, never really got to do anything. I think the best I've ever gotten to do is help him make a D&D character. And I was going to do a game, but then it just started, the other people couldn't make it. So, the age-old Dungeons and Dragons dilemma of you try to get a party together. Well, yeah, watch what happens.
Kids track, definitely. Because a lot of those games tend to run a bit shorter than the full other game too. I think there might be either a 2 or 3 hour type of time slot.
Sure.
But yeah, we've gotten lots of praise and such about our kids track. Our kids track is nice and it's good. It's very strong. Okay. Good people who run that. Yep.
That sounds great. And I really like that you guys have something set up for kids because having to try to go through the minefield of what to play, what's age appropriate, put them in a game, it could, I mean, goodness, you could have a My Little Ponies role-playing game, and the next thing you know, you're sitting next to 5 guys,
and that's why we put that age limit on there. Because not only is it up through ages 12, but if you're older than that, you're not allowed to even sign up for those games at all. It is only for kids.
Okay.
I think at one point we even had a few young adults or kids actually running some of those games too. So that's exciting. That can be exciting too.
There you go, kind of passing off the torch. That sounds great. I think I'm really glad that you guys are, settling in, and and I'm excited because it's only a couple of weeks away, and I think it's going to be a blast. It's going to be interesting to get to do it at the museum. I did, the whole idea of being surrounded by the whole that environment. What part are you guys going to be in the main lobby kind of area, or where is everything going to be set up?
So when you come into the museum, there's a main lobby area, and there's kind of a section off of the side of that main hallway that has a ramp that goes up, and you take it all the way up to the top, and we have the big room that's right at the top. It's been newly renovated.
Yeah.
In January when we went there to go look at it, they were painting it, so we should get some of that nice paint fume action going on there.
Oh, it'll make everything seem that much realer.
But it
what?
But if you're coming into the library, if you instead of parking in sort of the main area that's out in the front, there is a parking garage that's in the back of the museum.
Okay.
And if you go in a parking garage and go all the way kind of up to the top, you'll be able to literally walk right out of that parking area into the sort of lobby where SCARAB's registration is going to be, and where the bulk of our gaming is.
Okay.
Our organized play is going to be in a separate room that's you kind of have to go downstairs across the main lobby of the museum, and then back up some stairs to kind of where the cafeteria or the cafe is.
Nope, I know where you're talking about. Yep.
But there's a room right off to the side of that.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where organized play is. They have names. I don't remember what they're called, but that's where organized play is. But just know that the organized play is near food and a bathroom.
There you go.
So what more do you need?
That's right. My kids really enjoyed that one last time we did that. The 4D theater, So yeah, that'll be.
I thought you were talking about I thought you were saying they enjoyed the cafe. The cafe.
The menu, I mean, for a cafe in a museum, is actually quite sophisticated. I think I was quite impressed. So the food that I did see people get, and the little bit of food we got, which I think maybe was some chicken bites or something like that. Okay. It's pretty good. Plus, your location is surrounded by you're not too far off from big restaurants. Yeah. Or a couple of fast food places if you so desire.
That's true. We are easily within we're easily within walking distance of a Publix if you really want a sandwich.
That's right.
A really good sandwich.
I really feel like I need a rotisserie chicken.
Or rotisserie, one of those bags of rotisserie chickens. And we're easily within walking distance of a really fancy looking McDonald's as well.
Yes. Yeah. There's actually, and I think, right next to a Five Guys and a Mexican restaurant, I believe. Like there's a Monterey's nearby.
It's little Monterey's kind of hidden around in the back there.
Yeah, and there's a Five Guys right next there.
Yeah.
So really fantastic, expensive burgers, but but you get plenty of fries.
Right. If you want something a little bit off the beaten path, we're not off the beaten path. It's not really off the beaten path. We're actually close to the Vista as well, where there's there's tons of food there.
You get it at Publix. You're there. That's the Vista.
Right.
You can go to the Blue Marlin, which is a fancy seafood restaurant. Isn't that where California Dreamin' is?
California Dreamin' is a little bit further down in the Vista.
There's a Dave & Buster's around there, isn't there? Or something to that again?
Sure, why not?
Look, I am recalling stuff that's probably no longer there. I can't tell you the last time I've been in the Vista.
Adrian's just making up stuff.
I am on some keto stuff, and all I can think of is I just want some carbs. Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop there.
But a couple of places that I would recommend, if you're going to kind of go around the corner to over to the Vista area, is Minkoi Ramen House. Some excellent ramen.
Yeah, I'd love for that. That sounds good.
And there's a place, it's maybe a little bit pricier, but it's called the Dragon Room. They've just got excellent food. It's sort of a I don't know what you would call it. It's Japanese inspired kind of fusion something. I don't know. We had some folks visiting us, and they were like, "We want to go to the Dragon Room," and we were like, "I've never heard of that." And we looked at where it was. It's like, I don't know how we've never heard of that. And we went there, and we had some excellent food. I couldn't tell you what it was because that was years ago, but it was great. It made a huge impression on me.
I've got my phone ready to Google as soon as because I'm endlessly curious, and I did not get to the point where I had to start doing keto, being shy from food. Long story short on this one, and a lot of fantastic places to eat around there. However, try the cafe. You won't have to walk as far, and the food is very good. So
that's true. Yep.
And they've got the snack food. They've got all of that. So I would highly suggest it. However, if the good food there, and you become desperate or you want something else, or you just need to stretch your legs, you could do a quick little skip and a hop around the corner, and you'll be somewhere else, which is, I think,
which is true in all circumstances, right?
In all circumstances. That's how distance and travel works. You hop and a skip, you're somewhere else. But hopefully with food. Somewhere else that has food.
Somewhere else, but hopefully with food.
Yeah. So now, are you guys? What are the hours that you guys will be running the con? Is it going to be museum hours, or what?
Very good question. No, we are not beholden to museum hours.
Nice.
However, you can only go into the museum during the museum's hours.
Okay, yeah.
But you can come into SCARAB during SCARAB hours.
Okay.
Friday we open our doors at noon, but I don't think a lot of games start until around 2 or 3. I could be wrong about that. But Friday and Saturday we go until midnight.
Right.
Just like the song, because it's midnight. So Saturday and so Friday is noon to midnight. Saturday is going to be, I want to say we open the doors at 8 a.m. until midnight.
Okay.
And then Sunday it's 8 a.m. until 2 or 3, when I say.
All right.
But honestly, by that point, if it's after noon and you're still there, we're probably all going to be giving you the whole, like, I'm so tired, I want to go home kind of look, but but don't let that
You're
stop
looking
you.
like you just set up some Egyptian exhibit. Mummified.
But one of the exciting things is usually on our last day of our con, in this case on Sunday, usually around that time is when we open up our registration for the next year.
Okay.
So registration for 2026 will open up around then. And that's usually a big event. People just swarming the registration desk and stuff, or logging on to the website to try to get those first tickets, because we have a thing where usually the first 100-ish, so we just call it the 100, get a special badge that has a little swag thing with a bunch of stuff in it.
Guys, March 14th, 15th, 16th. So I will put the banner up. Check it out. If you're in the Columbia area, go to the State Museum.
Mm-hmm.
Check out SCARAB, even if it's just for a day. Guys, I'm sure you're going to have a blast. I'm looking forward to getting to be there. And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what kind of trouble I can get my son into.
Very, very cool. I look forward to seeing everybody there. So.
All right. Well, thanks, John. It's good seeing you again.
Yeah.
And, and we will We'll talk soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.